Daryl Mainville from the two top starting spots here tonight. And they'll be looking for the green flag as they come around. Charlo now on the gas along with Castell. And the man on the move right now, the 17 of Matt Zyra. He fishtails it going into turn 1-2 as he gets a little high and pushes Mainville up to the top side of the track. Zyra, the man on a mission. Down the backstretch he'll go. And the inside of him, it is Charlo. To the outside, it is DeRozier. DeRozier now in the number 2 spot. Zyra slows it down just a little bit coming out of turn 4. Regroups his machine now. 3 wide down the front stretch as the 28J Castell gets into the number 8 of Gary Charlo. Zyra now opens up about a 5-car length lead. Down to the backstretch he'll go as he'll put his machine into turns 3 and 4. Followed here by DeRozier's along with the 89 of Matthew Oben and the 101 of Stuart Musa, followed up here by Castell. 2 laps in, 8 laps the 6 laps the distance for the 4-cylinder bandits here this evening. Down the backstretch it is Oben to the outside of the 29 machine. He'll go into turns 3 and 4. Some close company now is Stuart Musa looking for an opening as he rides in the 4th spot. Zyra took the early race lead, has not looked back since then. Now Musa to the outside for that number 3 position. DeRozier will now slide it just up a little bit, forces Musa up to the top side. Musa out of 2 now, sets his sights on the number 89 machine of Matthew Oben. Down to the backstretch they'll go. Zyra is your leader, Oben in 2nd and Musa in 3rd. Musa right now right behind Oben. Slips his machine just a little bit coming out of turn 4. Zyra continues to lead on lap number 4. Zyra now got some company as Oben will peek to the inside. Any opening there? No, sir. But Zyra gets a little out of shape by the love tap from the 89 of Matthew Oben. And Zyra, potentially with a tire going down, will give way to the 89 of Matthew Oben. Zyra recollects his machine now as he's fallen all the way back to the number 6 spot. Coming around on lap number 4, your new race leader with 1 lap to go is the 89 of Matthew Oben. Oben now has some company to keep with the 101 of Stuart Musa. Out of turn 2 they'll go. Oben down to the backstretch. He'll set his sights on turn number 3. 2 more turns of the steering wheel for the 89 machine. Stuart Musa, does he have enough time? I don't think so. He's going to run out of real estate in play at the checkers. It'll be the 89 machine of Matthew Oben with the win. So Zyra got a little love tap there from Oben coming out of turn 2. 2 laps to go. And that'll open the door for the 89 machine, Matthew Oben, who has certainly been dominating the 4-cylinder bandits here this season.
To Scotty Waldorf in the 60. 11, Brian Green, winner of the last 2 weeks here. And rounding it out, a couple of drivers in the back of this field here, the 29 and, of course, the 49 as well. And no start right now. We'll line them back up and do it all over again. Lined up and ready to go, and some discrepancy about where we'll try and get these guys going here. Getting set and ready to go through corners 3 and 4. Green flag is out. We're underway. Tim Reef out into that early lead. They'll fan out 3 wide going into turns 1 and 2. And Scotty Waldorf trying to make some big moves early as Shantosh and the Joel Hargrave, number 29, stacked up back in the field. But up in front, Sylvain Laframboise has gotten to the number 1 spot. They head through turns 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway this time around. Robinson is up to that 2nd spot. Protovost is 3rd. Then it's Tim Reef and the 8 of Brown completing your top 5 early. Down the back straightaway they go. 6 laps is the scheduled distance, and Matthew Robinson has been one of the fastest cars all season in this Mod Lake division. Heads through turns 3 and 4. Laframboise moves up the racetrack just a little bit as the 88 of Robinson looks to close in and take that number 1 spot away. Dean Pronovost in that 14, riding back there position number 3. Then it is Tim Reef up into 4th. Matt Mutin is cracked into the top 5 along with Harley Brown in 6th. The 60 of Waldorf is 7th. Brian Green is 8th. Hargrave is 9th. And Dan Reef in the 03 rounds out your top 10 right now. 3 laps are complete. We're halfway through this Mod Lake heat event as the 7 of Laframboise, the 88 of Robinson, and the 14 of Pronovost. Top 3 have broken away by about a straightaway over Matt Mutin in the number 11. Scotty Waldorf looking to make some moves forward as well. Goes to the outside of Tim Reef going into turns 3 and 4, and Waldorf cracks into the top 5 now as Brian Green lifts the left front wheel in the air trying to get by as well. 8 laps the distance in this Mod Light heat, and LaFramboise has led every one of them so far. 4 laps are complete. Coming around this time for 3 laps left to go, and the 88 of Robinson along with the 14 of Pronovost are right there. Pronovost working that inside groove. Robinson trying the top side. Now he switches lanes coming up off the bottom of turn number 2. Down into turns 3 and 4 they go. Robinson trying to go to the top side. The Framboise is right there with him on the cushion as well. Coming around for 2 laps left to go. La Framboise, Robinson, and Pronovost, your top 3. As the field heads through turns 1 and 2 once again and down the back straightaway. Matt Mutin has gotten by Scotty Waldorf to pick up the number 4 spot. Waldorf trying to chase him down and get back by as Mutin's teammate Brian Green works in 6th. White flag is in the air and Robinson is there. He is right on the back doorstep trying to take that lead away from LaFramboise, and this is only a qualifying heat, mind you, but Robinson wants to win it anyway. Down the back straightaway as they head through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. They get to the outside of Dave Bell up off of corner number 4. LaFramboise will get the win at the stripe. 88 of Robinson, 14 of Pronovost will round out your top 3. Matt Mutin and Scotty Waldorf will cross 4th and 5th. So the Mod Lights are in the record books now. Sportsmen set to come up next for their
Dan Jalbert, Josh Van Brocklin, as well as Mike Arkwit, Wyatt Mullen, Jessica Power in, starting scratch on the field, Tommy Jock Jr. Green flag will go now as Thomas Cook Jr. heads it into turns 1 and 2. Cook onto the bottom. Now Nolan Swamp to the top side, coming out of 2. On the backstretch they'll go side by side. Heading into turns 3 and 4. It is Swamp now, your new race leader. He's got the outside groove working here. Cook slips up just a little bit, coming out of 4. That'll leave it up for Nolan Swamp. Nolan Swamp, your early race leader. Thomas Cook, Wyatt Mullen, the 3 of Adam Rozon, along with the 10 of Josh Van Brocklin, rounds out your top 5. Nolan Swamp now sets his sights coming out of 4. Nolan Swamp took over the early race lead on lap number 1 and has led so far so good for him. As now Thomas Cook in hot pursuit here, trying to reel in the race leader number 1, Nolan Swamp. Swamp down to the backstretch, he'll go. Set his sights onto turns 3 and 4. Swamp to the top side. Smooth is fast and fast is smooth for the number 1 machine of Nolan Swamp. Swamp comes around now 3 wide, coming out of 4. As you've got Thunder Anderson Jr., last week's first-time winner here, the 3 of Adam Rozon. Rozon gives a little bit of the bumper love to the 29 machine of Thunder Anderson as they head down to the backstretch. Anderson now forced to the top side. That'll open the door as well for the number 5 machine of Wyatt Mullen. Adam Rozon, the man on the move here, starting 5th on the field, up his way up to the number 3 spot. Nolan Swamp, about a half-track lead here. Full straightaway lead, actually, on the rest of the field as he goes into turns 3 and 4. Thomas Cook holding steadfast to that number 2 racing position. He's got some pretty good company behind him, the 3 of Adam Rozon. Last week's feature winner here at the Mohawk International Raceway. 5 laps in, 3 laps to go here for your first heat race for the dirt car 358s. Rozon now kicks up that left front sneaker, gets to the top side, looks to go around the 35 machine of young Thomas Cook. To the top side, Rozon will go. Cook to the bottom, coming out of 4. It'll be Rozon who will take the number 2 position away. Nolan Swamp has absolutely opened up a can of go fast on the rest of this field, and he has not looked behind him since. He's found the good hook up here at the Fast Clay at the Mohawk International Raceway. Rozon now in the number 2 position as he gets by Thomas Cook. He brought along with him the 5 rather of Wyatt Mullen. 1 lap remaining for Nolan Swamp. 2 more turns of the steering wheel. The big round object in front of the driver. Coming out of 4 now, it'll be Nolan Swamp. Number 1 of Nolan Swamp. Tonight's heat race number 1 win for the number 1 machine of Nolan Swamp. Adam Rozon will come around in 2nd. Wyatt Mullen in 3rd. Thomas Cook in 4th. Jessica Power at the line to round out your top 5. Another strong run for
cars set to do battle in this one. 8 laps the distance. Mike Stacy, Dan Jalbert on the front row. This track is tacky and fast, and that's where Dan Jalbert seems to excel as he heads down into turns 1 and 2, grabs the lead early from Mike Stacy, and now Louis Jackson Jr. takes the high road, goes into that 2nd spot. Stacy is 3rd. Here comes Jenna David up into that 4th spot. Then it's Dylan Sallows and the 11X of Brian Kopp as they head off of corner number 4 and down the front straightaway. Dan Jalbert, your early race leader. And David trying to get down to the inside of Mike Stacy to pick off that 3rd spot, but couldn't quite do it that time. She heads down the back straightaway in 4th. Dylan Sallows completes your top 5. Down into turns 3 and 4 they go. The 8 of Aikens right there behind him in 6. Here comes Dylan Evoy Winner at Brockville last Saturday night in that 83. Works in that 7th spot. Then it's Brian Kopp, Brent Kelsey, Billy Cook, and Neil Provost in that order. As the field heads down into turns 3 and 4 and off of corner number 4, Jalbert continues to lead the way. About a full straightaway lead back to Louis Jackson Jr. in second. Mike Stacy having a strong run so far up into third. David holding down that 4th spot with Dana Akins completing your top 5. Dylan Evoy has gotten around. Dylan Sallows for the number 6 spot. Sallows working in 7th as they race bumper to bumper through turns 3 and 4. Halfway sign is out, and Dan Jalbert still opening up that lead. It is well over a straightaway now as they head down the back straightaway. Mike Stacy having a whale of a run out there in that 3rd spot. Jenna David trying to hold off Dylan Evoy for the number 4 spot, and Evoy trying to go to the top side and will do so with ease down the front straightaway. And Evoy now charging through this field up into that 4th position. He started deep in this field, about in the number 8 spot, and now finds himself just inside the top 5 and 4. 2 more laps to go for Dan Jalbert. He is putting on a clinic here in the late going of this one in that number 1 machine as they head down into turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. The 18 of Jackson holds down second. The 23 of Stacy has Dylan Evoy all over his back bumper. Evoy trying to make something happen here in the late going. Goes to the inside, picks off third. White flag is being displayed, and Dan Jalbert is on a mission tonight. Down the back straightaway he works for the final time. Checkered flag will be waving this time around in a dominant heat win from the outside pole for Dan Jalbert in the number 1, and he grabs the win. Second will go to the 18 of Jackson, followed by Dylan Evoy in the 83. Mike Stacy with a great run coming home in 4th, and Jenna David holds on to the number 5 spot at the checkers. So Dan Jalbert.
Cook alongside. They'll be looking to put the foot to the floorboard this time off the turn. Austin Swamp, he'll look him over here as they come off of turn number 4. He likes what he sees, and we are underway. Field charges up into the number 1 turn. Jeff Cook going to take it up to the outside of Tommy Wickham. Wickham stays down low, down the backstretch. Barger up to the number 3 spot. Number 4 cars go to the redraw, 2 to the dash. Here they come off of turn number 4 first time around. Wickham going to show the way. Good battle going on back there for the number 4 spot. Sparks shot to the inside of Etienne Girard. He'll grab that position. Now down the backstretch, he'll drive away from Girard into turn number 3. Girard still back there in the number 5 spot. Right now on the bubble is number 1 of Sammy Reeks. You can see Reeks struggling a little bit now with the handling. And here comes the 51 of Lee Ladisser. Ladisser got up to him, wasn't able to get the job done. Now one slow off of turn 2. That is Jason Barney's number 87. And Barney's struggling right now to get the handle on that ride. Off the corner. Now Reeks working on the 422 of Girard. Hang on, Reeks up to the outside. Girard able to hold on here if they race down along the backstretch off of turn 4. Tommy Wickham still your leader here as we've got 4 laps complete here in this one. 6 laps still remain. Jeff Cook back there in the number 2 position. He is followed by Justin Barger, the 7 of Sparks, the 422 of Girard, and the 1 of Sammy Reeks, the IV. So there's your running order here as we have got 5 laps in and 5 laps remaining. On the outside looking in is still the 51 of Ladisser, the 55 of Vino, and the 87 of Jason Barney. Barney struggled with ignition issues on Tuesday night down at the Rolling Wheels Raceway. Right now, not looking good as he rides back there in that final position here in the running order. Hopefully he'll be able to get things righted away for the B main event. One driver not struggling right now, that is the driver out in front, the 75 of Tommy Wickham. Wickham motoring off of turn 4 and powering down the home stretch. He has got the number 1 spot, and he is driving away from Jeff Cook, who rides back there in that runner-up position. Justin Barger still 3rd. Sparks is 4th in the final redraw spot. 2 to go this time by. So 2 to go for your race leader. Drive out of Castanche, New York, in the Clay Equipment sponsored car number 75. That is Tommy Wickham. Wickham powers it through turn 3, now off of corner number 4. White flag this time by. Final time up off of turn number 2 goes your leader, the 75 of Tommy Wickham. Wickham brings it down off the turn, and Wickham picks up the victory. Finishing in second will be Jeff Cook. 3rd to the 5 of Justin Barger. 4th will go to Corey Sparks. 5th to Etienne Girard, and 6th to Sammy Reeks. Not qualifying the 51 of Ladisser, the 55 of Vino, and the 87 of Barney. Here tonight. So here we go, looking for the green this time off of turn. We are racing here in this one. Field charges up into turns number 1 and 2 up on the outside. Goes Mike Stelter of Lance Young. Hang on, Lance Young. Him and Stelter right together now down the backstretch into turn number 3. Chuck Hebing on the backside of Corey Gurney. Gurney goes high. Here comes Cobra. Heaving to the inside into turn number 1. He'll grab the number 2 spot. Young now back there in position number 3. Sean Donath, he now is in the number 6 spot. That is that final qualifying position along the backstretch. They race to turn 3. Now off of corner number 4. Battle picking up for the number 1 spot. Brandon Warner's got it. Here comes Heaving. Heaving looking for a way by off of turn 2. Can't make it stick. Down the backstretch will go into turn number 3. Heaving now going to go to the outside. Then switch lanes. Try to drive underneath here off of turn number 4. But Warner too strong. Warner able to hang on to that position. Into turn 1. Here comes Heaving out of the outside. Chuck Heaving looking to make a run down the backstretch on the top side. He'll get the job done as they race to turn 3. Warner hangs right there with him, but can't get it done and can't hold on. And Heaving now the race leader. That puts Warner back to the number 2 spot. Gurney there for 3rd. 4th right now is the 17J of Lance Young. We've got one slow here in turn number 4. That's the 98T of Joe Trenka. So Trenka off the pace. Field comes at us. Caution lights are on. Here for the Empire Super Sprints, all laps go double file right up to the end of the event. So here we go. Chuck Heaving will set the pace. The chalk line is still the go point for your race leader. There it is, and here we go. And Lance Young gets a good restart on the top side, as does Sean Donath. And Donath trying to blast into the number 3 spot on the high side. Wing to wing, he'll race with Warner off at turn number 2 as they charge down the backstretch. Through corners number 3 and 4, Warner able to slide back up. Donath looking to get back underneath here off of turn 4. Can't quite get it done. Into 1 and 2 now. Warner goes high. Donath looks underneath. Warner hang on way up there on the top side of the speedway. He'll go sideways. He's going to lose a whole bunch of spots. That puts Gurney back into a qualifying and now a redraw position with the number 69K. Stelter is 5th. Now Warner falls back to position number 6. So Warner's still into the show, but now he's got some work to do if he wants to get back into the redraw. Chuck Heaving, he'll show the way with 7 laps complete. Lance Young, Sean Donath, your top 3. Corey Gurney 4th. 5th right now is Mike Stelter. 6th is Brandon Warner. 7th is James Hansen. And 8th, the 98T of Joe Trenka. 2 to go this time by for the Cobra, Chuck Heaving. And Heaving making it look easy as he leads this heat race event. Up off of turn 2, now down the back straightaway. Chuck Heaving has 3 heat race victories so far this season. Looking for heat race win number 4. White flag this time by. So white flag for Chuck Heaving as he catches the tail end of the field. Final time down the backstretch. He'll race to turn 3 one more time, and now into corner number 4 to the checkered flag. Give him 4 heat race wins in 2012. That is Chuck Heaving. 2nd goes to the 17J of Lance Young. 3rd, the 33 of Sean Donath. 4th to the 69K of Gurney. 5th to Mike Stelter, and 6th will go to Brandon Warner. Finishing in 7th, the 60H of James Hansen. 8th to the 98T of Joe Trenka. And step in and battle for that championship. And right now, Justin Barger has been the man to beat. Lance Young, Sean Donath, they were there. So still a long ways to go here in 2012. All right, ready to go green off of turn number 4. Chalk line has been placed on the racetrack. 10 laps, 6 to qualify, 4 to redraw, 2 to the dash. We're green. Field into turns number 1 and 2. Everybody puts the foot to the floorboard, and it will be Elaine Bergeron stepping out to the top spot. Kevin Ward back there in position number 2. Got a great start, and now Mikhail Parent challenging the 19K of Paul Kinney. Paul Hobbick on the outside looking in. Him and Anthony Kane are side by side through turns number 1 and 2, and Kane able to hold them off. Down the backstretch through corners number 3 and 4. It's Kane, Hobbick, Matt Tanner on the outside looking in here. 2 qualifying spots as they swing off the corner. Down to the stripe they will go. Meanwhile, back at the front, it's still Bergeron and Kevin Ward. Race on for the number 3 spot. Now Paul Kinney and Paul Pekonen. Pekonen through the middle of the turn. Kinney is there, as is Mikhail Parent, car number 25. He is looking for a way by, looking for a bobble off that second turn. He has got to find a way to get by the number 19K of Paul Kinney if he wants to get into the redraw here in this one. As they swing off the turn and come down the home stretch, so far to no avail for Mikhail Parent. But now Kinney getting racy. Kinney looking underneath. Paul Pekonen off that second corner. He can't make it work once again. Now he'll try again through turn number 3. But Pekonen too strong through the middle of the corner. So Pekonen hanging on. Kinney still back there in position number 4. Now he'll challenge down on the inside. Kinney very strong through turns number 1 and 2. Right now, though, a little bit more difficult through 3 and 4. Now he'll force Pekonen up a little bit. Here comes Kinney to the inside. They're wing to wing down the front straightaway into turn number 1. And Kinney going to make a stick down on that inside groove. And Paul Kinney now up to the 3rd spot. Elaine Bergeron, Kevin Ward, that's your top 2. And here comes Mikhail Parent. And Mikhail Parent just going to blast his way right on by Paul Pekonen. And now Mikhail Parent into the redraw. So Mikhail Parent going to grab the final redraw spot here. Pekonen now shuffling back. He falls back to the number 6 spot, and he is on the outside looking in. as Hobick is knocking on the door, but Hobick bobbles in turn 3. Now off of turn 4, Pekonen, he has got to hold on. White flag this time by for your leader, Elaine Bergeron. Kevin Ward has closed, but Ward unable to get the job done. Final time now through. Turns 1 and 2 goes your leader, Elaine Bergeron. Into 3 and 4 now. And to the checkered flag, winning heat race number 3, Elaine Bergeron. Kevin Ward will come home in second. Coming home in third, the 19K of Paul Kinney. Fourth to Mikael Panah. Fifth to the 15C of Anthony Kane. And sixth will fall to Paul Pekonen. Paul Hobick will finish in seventh.
Back in 2009, and it was this race, so we'll see if history repeats itself for McDonald. Green flag flies. Up in 1 and 2 they go. Laura Lannister is your early leader. Billy Dunn, who has been unstoppable so far here in the last couple of weeks, charges down the back straightaway in that second spot. Tarbell looking to move up as well, and he gets by Tom Conklin for the number 3 spot. Conklin is fourth, followed by Welling, Francis, McDonald, Papineau, and LeGros in that order. Up to complete lap number 1, it is the 23 of Lannister, the 23D of Dunn, still holding down that second spot. Billy Dunn had a great run here at Mohawk, picking up the win last week. Also had a great run going in the feature go at Cornwall in the Big Block Super Dirt Series race until he fell off the end of turn number 4, ending a great run for him, but he's back in fine form tonight, trying to get down to the inside of his teammate Lannister for the top spot. No such doing that time. Up off the corner they go, and the 007 of Tarbell really has that left front flying in the air, rolling over really hard on that right rear tire. You can actually see some kind of tire smoke off the right rear as that body is starting to lay into that right rear, and he is way up in the air coming up off the corner. Tom Conklin looking to move in on that number 4 spot, followed by the 21 of Welling. The 96 of McDonald occupies that 6th spot. Halfway sign is out this time by 5 in and 5 to go, and the teammates are at it once again down the front straightaway. Same 2 drivers at the front of the field from last week's feature go, except it's a reverse order now. Laura Lannister, Billy Dunn, 1 and 2, going into turns 3 and 4. Down to the turn number 3 they go. Billy Dunn is there, right there up off of corner number 4 with 4 laps left to go in this one, and Dunn trying to get by the 23 of Lannister for the lead. Down the back straightaway they go. Dunn has the wheel alongside, couldn't make the pass work that time. Goes up into turns 3 and 4. They're wheel to wheel coming up off the corner. Billy Dunn with the edge up off the corner. 3 laps left to go. Laura Lannister trying to fight back on the top side, but it's Dunn, your new leader. As they head down the back straightaway, Tarbell still holding off Conklin from the number 3 spot. Then it is Welling and McDonald, the 55 of Francis, Papineau, and LeGros in that order. Billy Dunn works it up off of corner number 4 with the top spot now. 2 more laps left to go, and Laura Lannister holding on to that second spot. He's got about a straightaway between himself and Roy Tarbell, who's got his hands full with an ill-handling race car, as well as Tommy Conklin back there in that 4th spot. White flag is in the air for the 23 of Billy Dunn, who gets up to the inside of Delbert LeGros to trying to put him a lap down right here before the end of this heat event, and will do so. Checkered flag will fly, and the first modified heat event on the night will go to Billy Dunn. Second to Laura Lannister. Third, despite the ill-handling race car, the 007 of Tarbell, Conklin, Welling in that top 5 order. McDonald, Francis, Papineau, and
correction, the 38 of Luke Whitaker, Kerry Trance, Timmy O'Brien, and Danny O'Brien round out your field. Now onto the green flag. Tommy Jock, correction, 24 of Brendan Sweet with the early race lead. Down the back stretch, he'll fire a set of his machine in the turns 3 and 4. Chris Raby and Tommy Jock Jr. battling for that number 2 position. Raby now will come away with it. Dale Plank looking to join the field for the top 3. Plank to the inside of Tommy Jock Jr. He has something let loose of his machine, regains it, and now Danny O'Brien drifts to the high side as well and lose a bunch of places. Brandon Sweet now to the bottom, coming out of 4. Chris Raby in hot pursuit here, trying to close that gap. He's got Dale Plank, the natural, right behind him on his rear bumper. The 77X, the Plankinator, out of turn 2. Sets his sights on the 01 of Chris Raby. And now Tommy Jock Jr., something lets loose of that machine down on the backstretch. He'll try his best to get it pit side. Tommy Jock Jr., yes, he'll take his number 31 machine pit side. Back to racing action up front. Brandon Sweet all alone. Up front now into turn number 3, followed by Chris Raby and the 77X of Dale Plank. Sweet now out of turn number 4, continues to lead on lap number 4, followed by Chris Raby. And now the racing back into the field, the 38 of Whitaker and that new machine, the 38 Special. Kerry Torrance, Timmy O'Brien, and Danny O'Brien round out your field. Brandon Sweet now slips just a little bit, coming in between turns 3 and 4, but he continues to lead. Rabby, the 01, trying to dial him in here. 5 laps remaining in the seat race number 2 for the 358 Modified. Glad you're along with us here tonight. Very, very special night of racing action. As now the 24 machine bobbles once again out of 3. But potentially a rut developing. Danny O'Brien to the inside of the 88. His younger brother Timmy, but Timmy will not give that spot up to him. Down to the backstretch, turns 3 and 4. It is Brandon Sweet now. He'll go a little higher. Keep that momentum up, and the RPMs coming out of 4. Brandon Sweet continues to lead. We've got 3 laps remaining for Brandon Sweet, looking to come away with a heat race here tonight at the Mohawk International Raceway. Down to the backstretch, the 01 of Chris Rabby rides in the number 2 position, looking to dial in and set himself up, trying to get by the number 24 machine of Brandon Sweet. So far, not so good for the 01 of Chris Rabby. He's got 2 laps remaining. Can he reach him in? Reel him in here, down to the backstretch, to the top side at 24. Brandon Sweet now, he'll pick up that left front sneaker. Coming around, 1 lap remaining for Brandon Sweet, followed by Chris Rabby, Dale Plank, Luke Whitaker, and Kerry Torrance. Down the backstretch now, Brandon Sweet, he's got 2 more turns of the steering wheel for this heat race victory. To the top side, he'll pick up that sneaker once again. Coming out of 4, it'll be the 24 machine of Brandon Sweet with heat race win number 2, followed by Chris Rabby, Luke Whitaker, Kerry Torrance, and the 88 of Timmy O'Brien.
And stay Gage Morin in the 16. Casey Swamp completes the rest of your field. So we're going to be set and ready to go. Third modified. All 3 tracks this year as well, so Kevin having a great season in his family-owned ride. Green flag is in the air. We are underway. And Kyle Jacobs up into that early lead. Matt Billings, who nearly pulled off the upset at Brockville on Saturday night, getting alongside Dale Plank, but unfortunately a cut right front tire cost him the win on the final lap, but he's back in fine form tonight, running in the number 2 spot. Adam Turner having a great run up into second so far. Shane Pecor looking to dive down to the inside and will do so as they head down the back straightaway. Gage Moore looking to follow suit, and he will do it as well, going up into the number 4 spot. So Adam Turner losing a couple of spots early. Looking to regain it back, though, as he charges after Moore and down the front straightaway. 2 laps are complete. And the veteran Kyle Jacobs in that 37 charges down the back straightaway. He's got about 4 car lengths over Matt Billings in that 74. Matt, of course, made the trip with the Dirt Car 358 Modified Series up at the Ransomville Speedway on Tuesday night and had himself a pretty good run until a tire went away on him late in the going, relegated him to a 17th place finish after finishing second in his qualifying heat. Looks in fine form tonight, running in the number 2 spot as well. Shane Pecor, Gage Moore, and Adam Turner, Casey Swamp, and the JR7 of Harvey Arquette Jr. complete the rest of your field as they head down the back straightaway. Kyle Jacobs looking to hold off Matt Billings for the time being. It's been a long time since Kyle Jacobs has won a heat race here and have to go back to the mid-2000s. But Kyle definitely looking strong here in the late going of this one. Halfway sign is out. Matt Billings looking to run him down. Matt has 2 heat wins already this season, tied with Billy Dunn, Laura Lattiser, Roy Tarbell, and Tom Conklin. Shane Pecor down in front in that 3rd spot also has a heat win this year. Gage Morin looking to pick up his first, and Adam Turner with a problem in the 92 after a strong run in the top 5 finds himself into the infield and out of contention for this one. Coming up off the corner, Billings has run down the leader. Kyle Jacobs has got some pressure now as Billings looks to run him down and get the lead away. Down the back stretch they go, and Billings charges down to the inside and takes the number 1 spot away quite handily going into turns 3 and 4. And Jacobs with a flat on the right rear. That is the problem there for Jacobs. And Pecor had to get on the binders. He run up on Jacobs pretty quick there, and that allows Gage Morin to get on by for the number 2 spot. And Pecor, now that'll bring Casey Swamp up into 4th, and Harvey Arquette will complete your top 5. White flag is in the air. Matt Billings is way out in front of the rest of the field. On a straightaway separating the top 2 drivers. Shane Pecor's got that Warrior Racing number 4 hooked up pretty good tonight. Running in the number 3 spot, but it's Matt Billings up off of corner number 4. The Brockville, Ontario native gets the checkered flag. Gage Morin will come home in 2nd. Shane Pecor to 3rd. Casey Swamp in 4th. And
16 machine. 68 machine, rather, as we're underway here now to the outside. It'll be quite now to the outside and with the early race lead. Now we got cars bunched together and smoke, and we're going to maybe bring out the yellow flag. No, sir. Green racing conditions here. It'll be Kyle Sopas, your early race leader. As now turn 4, and we've got debris on the track. That'll bring out the yellow.
On the microphone, ready to call on the action for you as we get set to go for heat number 1 in the late models.
So Sopas will fire alongside this 16 machine of Aaron Jacobs. Jacobs now your early race leader. Jacobs all alone up front now. He's opened up about a 4-car length lead over Sopas. To the inside will go the 87 machine of Andrew Hennessy. He'll settle into that number 3 spot here, trying to get around the 12 of Sopas. Sopas very comfortable up front here, as now the 68R machine of Rob Mason gets a little loose on the front stretch. Jacobs now all alone down to the back stretch. He's got this track figured out. And now the 12 of Sopas, something lets loose. And it looks like something in their end. He's going to take it pit side. So Jacobs now all alone up front. The number 2 spot will go to the number 14 car of Brandon Kidd. Brandon Kidd in the number 2 spot. Followed very closely by the number 25 machine. Correction, the 29 machine of Phil Pot. 25 machine, rather, is in 3rd position. Jacobs now all alone down to the back stretch. He'll go. Jacobs set his late model into the high side, coming out of the bottom, coming out of 4. He picks up the left front sneaker as Jacobs continues to lead 3 laps in. So far, so good for Jacobs. Down to the bottom will go the number 14 machine of Brandon Kidd. Brandon Kidd holding on strong to that number 2 position. The battle for the number 3 position is the one to watch on the field now, as Kidd kicks it to a little high side, getting a little fishtail coming out of 4. Jacobs continues to lead. He's all alone up front, just the way he likes it. Boy, folks, watch how he picks up that left front tire. He's getting a lot of weight transfer to that right rear into the corners and coming out of the corners. Once again, Jacobs now powering his late model machine around. 5 laps in, so far so good for the 16 of Aaron Jacobs. To the bottom now, Brandon Kidd, he's got his hands full here as he's being battle tested by the number 25 machine. Kidd now, he'll kick it up a notch, is now coming in the man on the move, the number 98 of Rick Miller, looking for that number 3 spot. Yes, sir, he'll get it at the line. 7 laps in here for this heat race number 1 for the late models. Down the backstretch, Jacobs will go, continues to lead. He's led every lap of this first heat for the Go Nuclear Late Model Series. We got something special to announce with Frisbees involving these late model drivers coming up very shortly. 8 laps in, 2 laps the remaining distance for the 358 Late Model Series Go Nuclear. Jacobs now into the turns 3 and 4. He's got company now with Brandon Kidd. Brandon Kidd got his hands full here with the 98 machine of Rick Miller on his rear bumper, looking to give him the old knock-knock housekeeping treatment. To the inside will dive Kidd now. He'll slam the door on the 98 machine, break the momentum of Rick Miller. Miller in 3rd, looking for that number 2 spot. Can he get by the number 14 machine of Brandon Kidd? That remains to be seen. But the man so far is Aaron Jacobs. He'll come away with the heat race number 1. Follow
back through this field as well. 3T, Tim Sears Jr., 77 of Kaylee Weiss, a Brighton Speedway regular, 29 of Phil Potts, A.J. Kingsley in the 3T, and the 75 of Joe Banks, regular at the Brockville Speedway in his 358 modified, jumping aboard this late model here tonight as they head through turns 3 and 4. Beardsley out in front of this field early as they head down in front. Dale Caswell, one of the best IMCA modified drivers, and he's quickly become one of the best late model drivers in the area as well. Charlie Sandercock holding down that number 3 spot. Charlie, a 2-time winner this year at the Brighton Speedway, lifts up the left front wheel going into turns 3 and 4, and Kingsley is around in turn number 3, and that will bring out the yellow for the first time. In the car owner for many, many seasons, of course, owned the car that my stepfather, Mark Hitchcock, drove for a couple of years. On the Big Block Super Dirt Series Tour, green flag is back out. Dale Caswell jumps to the top side of the speedway. Tim Sears gets into him going into turn number 2, and that allows Charlie Sandercock and Phil Potts to jump up and try to challenge for the top 3 spots here as they're working up off of corner number 4. The 18 of Beardsley heads down in front with the lead. Sandercock, though, jumps down to the inside. Him and Sears are having a war for that number 3 spot as the 3 of Sears now relegated to 4th. Sandercock is up to 3rd, but here comes Sears right back after him in turn number 3. Up in front, though, Sean Beardsley having Pretty solid run so far. Dale Caswell holding down that second spot. Sears, I'll tell you what, he is not backing down from Charlie Sandercock as they head down the back straightaway. Charlie lifts the left front of the air. Tim Sears down to the inside, tries to get on by the 57 of Sandercock going through turns 3 and 4, but Charlie will have none of that. Goes on by the 3 of Sears to pick off third. Once again, your top 2 have all but broken away from the rest of the field here. About 2 car lengths separates the top 2 drivers, then another straightaway back to that battle for third, which has been a good one all race long. Here comes Sears once again down to the inside, and he'll pick off the third spot again. So Tim Sears Jr. now solidifies himself in that number 3 spot as the 44. Once we get a driver name on that, we'll pass it along to you, but he's battling with Charlie Sandercock right now to pick up that 4th spot, and he will do so. Back up front to the lead, though. 7 laps are complete in this 10-lap heat event for the Go Nuclear Late Model Series as Sean Beardsley works it down the back straightaway, opens up a little bit of a lead right there as Caswell looks to close in, charges it hard into turns 3 and 4. Lost a little bit of ground that time up off the corner. 2 more laps left to go for Beardsley and Caswell. Tim Sears, your top 3. Charlie Sandercock has now occupied that number 4 spot. The 44 is 5th, followed by Phil Potts, A.J. Kingsley, Kaylee Weiss, Matt Vanderlinden, and Joe Banks in that order. White flag being displayed, and Sean Beardsley looking to run away and hide from the rest of the field and trying to hold off Dale Caswell in the process. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Checkered flag will be out this time by, and the winner of heat number 2 for the Go Nuclear Late Model Series will be Sean Beardsley. A close second for Dale Caswell. Tim Sears Jr. fends off Charlie Sandercock at the line to cross home in third. And the 44 just laid down a hole.
Will be Musa and DeRosiers. Musa to the inside from the pole position, looking for that green flag. The go fast pedal has been hit for Stuart Musa. He's off to the early race lead. Now Matthew Oben will hop quickly up into the number 3 spot. He takes a peek inside of DeRosiers. Nothing there for him. Stuart Musa coming out of turn number 2. It'll be Musa down to the backstretch, but here comes the 89 machine of Matthew Oben. Oben looking to get that number 2 spot away from the 29 machine. Can't do so, as now Daryl Mitchell's worked his way up into the top 4. Stuart Musa to the outside of turn number 2. Down to the backstretch he'll go. He'll take away this early race lead. 12 laps the remaining distance. 12 laps the overall distance. 11 to go. DeRosier settles into that number 2 spot, and he's got some pretty good company behind him in the 89 of Matthew Oben, followed by Daryl Mitchell and the 28 of Daryl Mainville, rounding out your top 5 here. Very comfortable for Stuart Musa. He's got a win here so far this season at the Mohawk International Raceway. He's opened up about a 15-car length lead over the number 2 car of DeRosier. Coming around on lap number 3 now, it is DeRosier in second, followed by the number 89 of Matthew Oben. Oben, very successful season here and at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. Oben now going to take a peek to the inside as they'll go into turns 3 and 4. Oben on the bottom. The 29 machine of DeRosiers to the top side coming out of 4. Who's it going to be? Mohawk at the line. The 89 and 29 are wheel to wheel. They'll head into turns 1 and 2. Now Oben will push up the track just a little bit to make things uncomfortable for DeRosier. DeRosier will have none of that. Down to the backstretch he'll go and break away from the 89 of Oben for that number 2 spot. Stuart Musa is on cruise control all alone up front here on lap number 5. 7 laps the remaining distance for your 4-cylinder Bandit class here, the CKON sponsored racing series. Our good friend Jamie Davis throwing out some t-shirts. Jamie, show them why you were a high school quarterback. As now Stuart Musa looking to lap some of these cars in the back of the field as DeRosier has settled in that number 2 spot. Oben looking to reel him in as fast as he can on halfway point now for Stuart Musa. Musa all alone down to the backstretch he'll go. Sets his sights on the first lap car he'll see tonight. He'll go to the high side. Now that lap car will drift up just a little bit and almost kisses one of the white powdered donuts, as our good friend Mike Mallett would say. 7 laps in, 5 laps remaining distance for the 4 cylinders. That's now Stuart Musa out of turn number 2, all alone up front, followed by the 29 machine of DeRosier. And now Daryl Mitchell has got by Matthew Oben for that number 3 spot. DeRosier now going to go to the high side of this lap car, the number 2 machine. DeRosier pushes up the track just a little bit. That'll open the door now for Daryl Mitchell. Mitchell, the man on the move, started deep well into this field. Sets his sights on the number 29 machine of the Rosiers. Now Oban will get alongside the lap car and put him down another lap as well. Stuart Musa has checked out on this field. He has lapped 3 cars in this 12-lap main event for the four-cylinder Bandits, sponsored by CKON 97.3. Musa down to the backstretch. He'll set his sights on the next lap car. That'll be the 8 of Gary Charlo, and ahead of Charlo is the 91J of Joey Foster. Musa now out of turn number 4. 2 laps the remaining distance for Stuart Musa. The battle for the number 2 spot is the one to watch on the racetrack. The 37 of Daryl Mitchell rides in third. The 29 of DeRozier in number 2 spot. Matthew Olban looking to keep company here with these drivers, but that number 2 and number 3 positions are starting to break away. And now Charlo gets into the backside of Foster into turn 4, and Foster's able to regroup as Charlo let off the pedal there. Charlo now will take a peek to the inside. He's got smoke coming out of that machine. Joey Foster will not give him any room, as Joey Foster going to maintain position here. Stuart Musa, last lap, last turn for him, coming out of 4. Stuart Musa looking to go. He's got another victory here at the Mohawk International Raceway. Followed by the 37 machine of Daryl Mitchell, the 29 of DeRozier, the 89 of Matthew Oban, and the 28 machine of Darrell Mainville. Now
we'll be set and ready to go here next. And the Empire Super Sprint Dash will be coming up next as he gets the helmet unbuckled down in front in the number 101 machine. Second win in a row, second of the season. And he'll be climbing out. There he is. How about a round of applause? A second straight week for Stuart Musa. Mike Mallett joins us now. And Mike, you got the lineup for the ESS Dash.
Yeah, tonight's Cobra Coaches Dash Series event being brought to us by the fine folks at Westfront Construction in Cornwall, Ontario. And here's how the Dash works. It is 4 laps in distance. It pays points over a season-long point fund. Dash being brought to us by Westfront Construction, ready to go this time off of turn number 4. Tommy Wickham, Lance Young. Chuck keeping Elaine Bergeron, Kevin Ward, Jeff Cook, side by side. Off of turn number 4, we got a green, and we're racing here on the home straightaway. Up on the outside, Lance Young takes the number 1 spot up through the corner, and he'll get the edge down the back straightaway. Tommy Wickham rides back there in the number 2 spot. They'll swing it through the corner. First time around, give the lead to Lance Young. How about Jeff Cook? Cook is motoring, hang on to her up on the top side. He almost motored his way right into the outside retaining wall here on the front stretch, able to get it back down and back underway down the back stretch. He will go. He'll try to regroup here and close in on Kevin Ward and Chuck Heaving. 2 to go this time around for your leader, the driver out of Penn Yan, New York, Lance Young, down the back stretch. Wickham still holding down that number 2 spot. Bergeron and Heaving the top 4. White flag this time by for Lance Young. Up off of turn number 2 along the back straightaway goes your leader, the 17J of Lance Young. Young's got him covered. Final time off the corner. Checkered flag, your Dash winner, the 17J of Lance Young. Second will go to Wickham. Third to Bergeron. Fourth to Heaving. Fifth will...
And turn it down just a little bit more. There we go. Well, Lance, back in victory lane here once again. Your season's starting to turn around a little bit. Ever since Granby early on in the season, you've really hit your stride. You won at Merrittville. Track seems to be holding up for you right now.
Yeah, you know, the track's really fast right now. Front row starting spot definitely helped that. I don't know, we'll start 6th in the feature, so we'll see where we go from there. But, you know, I wish they'd maybe take the grader out there, widen it out just a little bit so there's some more racing room. But, you know, we'll deal with whatever they give us.
Now, any changes right now that you think you're going to plan on making? I know you got a couple more races before you guys are back out.
Yeah, it might dry out a little bit. I don't know. We made some changes right there for the Dash, and I think we went the right way. So I don't know if we need to change too awful much, put some fuel in it, maybe air the tires up a little more, and go from there.
Well, congratulations, Lance. We'll let you get back to work, and good luck in the feature.
Thank you.
Lance Young, your Dash winner, and we're back up to Mike Mallett for...
So Austin Swamp, he's got the green go stick in the right hand. We'll be set and ready to go here off of turn number 4. Lee Lotteser and James Hansen on the point. Off the corner they come. Chalk Klein. And we're underway here down the home stretch into turn number 1. And Hansen bobbled there on the start. He's going to fall all the way back to the number 4 spot, so he is on the bubble. And now here comes Matt Tanner to the inside. Tanner makes the pass, and now Jason Barney looks to do the same. Lattiser showing the way. Hobick, Patrick Vino, your top 4, followed by Tanner and the number 87 of Jason Barney. Remember, only 4 cars, guaranteed spots in. Jason Barney's got to race his way in. Right now he rides back there in position number 5 on the racetrack. So Tanner's got the final spot in this one. Off the turn they come down the home stretch. Barney trying to find the quick line around this place. He closes in on Tanner just briefly there off of turn 2. Make it 4. Now 5 car lengths separating them into corner number 3. Off of 4. Lee Lattiser, your leader. Paul Hobick back there in second. Patrick Vino is third. Still that race for the number 4 spot between Tanner and racing Jason Barney. Off the corner and down the backstretch, they will go in front of that G-Stone sign into turns number 3 and 4. Barney able to drive right back up to the back bumper of Tanner getting into the turn, but Tanner a little bit too strong coming off, able to hold him off. Down the backstretch into corner number 3 now works your race leader, the number 51, Lee Lattiser, this time by cross flags in the air as we have got 5 down, 5 to go for Lee Lattiser. Patrick Vigneault still back there in position number 3 right now, trying to track down the 25H of Paul Hobick. Hobick had a tough crash down at the Rolling Wheels Raceway on Tuesday night, got up and airborne, bent the frame, did a whole bunch of damage to most of the car. Different car for him here this evening. So far, so good as he is able to hold off Patrick Vigneault. Vigneault back there in the number 3 position. Matt Tanner still 4th. 5th right now is Jason Barney. 6th, Joe Trinka, and 7th will be the 60H of James Hansen. That's the way they run with 7 laps complete of this 10-lap affair for the Empire Super Sprints. Working it off the turn, your leader, Lee Lattiser, in the number 51. He has got him covered. Jason Barney closing in on Matt Tanner, but he has got parallel flags that time by. So 2 laps to go for Matt Tanner if he wants to stay in that qualifying spot. 2 to go for Jason Barney if he wants a chance to get by. And Barney is digging deep. He is pulling off all the stops right now, but you can see car a little bit loose there. White flag this time by. Your leader into turn 2 now down the backstretch. Final time to corner number 3. It is Lee Lattiser. Lattiser brings it off the turn, and he will be your winner. Paul Hobick will finish in 2nd. Patrick Vigneault 3rd, and 4th will fall to Matt Tanner. Jason Barney 5th, 6th. We'll go to...
So, Laframboy looking for that green flag from Austin Swamp. To the outside, the 88 of Robinson sees it as well. We're underway with Laframboy with the early race lead. Now to the outside will go the 88 of Robinson. Does he have enough real estate up there to get the lead? No, he does not. Down to the backstretch, it'll go the number 7 machine of Sylvain Laframboy. Laframboy settling in very comfortably that number 1 position to the inside. Here comes the hard-charging 14 machine of Dean Pronovost, looking for that number 2 spot. To the outside, Robinson maintains that number 2 position. He's going to go to the high side along with Laframboy to try to find some moisture, but that opens the door. Here comes Dean Pronovost. Pronovost slips into the number 2 position. He brought company with him. He brought the number 60 machine of Scott Waldruff. Laframboy continues to lead here for this 12-lap. Ten laps, the distance for the Mod Lights tonight is Laframboy up into that number 1 position, and now Pronovost will lose the number 2 spot to the 60 machine of Scott Waldruff. Waldruff, great run here for him tonight. Into that number 2 spot, Pronovost in 3rd. In 4th, Matthew Robinson, he fights his way back into that number 3 spot. Pulls alongside Pronovost. Pronovost sees him, hits the go fast pedal as they'll break into the turns 3 and 4. Laframboy, your race leader, but he'll drift up just a little bit. Here comes Scotty Waldruff. Scotty Waldruff leading lap number 4 here at the Mohawk International Raceway. Great run for him so far. Out of turn 2 now. Waldruff heads it down the backstretch. He'll set sights on turns 3 and 4. Here comes Dean Pronovost looking to take that number 2 spot away from Laframboy. Laframboy doing everything he can to hang on to this number 2 spot. He's got some good company in behind him with Pronovost and Matthew Robinson. Rounding out your top 5 will be the 11 of Brian Green. Waldruff now down the backstretch. He'll fire his machine. In behind him, he'll have the 7 of Sylvain Laframboy. Now to the inside. Here comes Robinson. Pulls alongside of the 14 machine of Dean Pronovost. Robinson now with the number 3 position. Great racing going on for that number third spot. Waldruff now able to break away just a little bit down to the backstretch. He'll fire, followed by Laframboy, Matthew Robinson, Dean Pronovost, and the 11 of Brian Green. Brian Green picking up career win number 75 last week in the Mod Light division here at Mohawk. Waldriff now continues to lead on lap number 7. Waldriff has been all alone up front, but now LaFramboise. Can he find some moisture to the top shelf? Not so fast, says the 88 machine of Matthew Robinson. Robinson's going to take a peek. The inside groove is where you want to be here, as Waldriff now settles coming out of turn number 4. Opens up the door is the 88 of Matthew Robinson. As we got a car off to the backstretch, that is the number 1W of Brad Reef. Reef will regather his 4 sneakers and puts it back onto the clay. Waldriff now sets his sights to put a lap down on the number 1W of Brad Reef. The battle for that number 2, 3, and 4 spot is the one to watch, as LaFramboise drifts up just a little bit. And 1 lap remaining now. Waldriff, he's got company. Can Matthew Robinson... So it'll be Waldriff. He'll take it into turns 3 and 4. Can he pick up his first career win here at Mohawk? Waldriff out of turn 4. Waldriff heading for the checkered flag. Scotty Waldriff, first career win here at the Mohawk International Raceway. Followed by the 88 machine of Matthew Robinson, the 14 machine of Dean Pronovost, the 11 of Brian Green, and the 7 of Sylvain LaFramboise. Tim Ball.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. There we go. Perfect. All right, out of the car is first career Mod Light feature win. How about it for Scotty Waldriff? Campaigned in the Bandit division a couple of years ago. Last year had a rough crash in a ATV accident, which sidelined him for 2011. Been a close friend of Scotty's for a long time. Of course, we used to race go-karts together back in the Ottawa days, and Scotty actually beat me for his first ever feature win, and kind of a cool deal to see him down in front. Talked with him a couple of weeks ago at Cornwall and said, we're just finally getting things worked out of this car, and it definitely shows. He'll take the helmet off. We're going to go into a hot lap session here for the late models and the modifieds as well, and then we'll go right into our sportsman feature go for 20 laps. And we'll get Scotty down in front here. I know there's a lot to do to get out of this race car and unbuckle and all the safety stuff you got to take off. Scotty, I'll tell you what, man, that was just as exciting for you as it was for me. Congratulations. You said you've been working on this car trying to get the bugs worked out. Looks like you got things going now.
Yeah, I do. Once I seen Matt mess up on the backstretch, I put my foot down, and once I got out front, I didn't let off until I seen that checker flag.
Absolutely, and now, of course, I always tell the story how you beat me to win your first kart race. I won't hold it against you this time, bud. But you've got things going your way. You had some decent seasons with the Bandit car. Now this Mod Light car is really kicking into high gear for you. You seem to like this class pretty much.
Yeah, when I was running Bandit, I didn't have the money to put in the motor, so I just decided to go buy one of these and have a lot more fun and pretty affordable too.
Anybody you want to thank real quick?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Danny and Tammy Jalbert and Corey for helping me scale my car all week, and I'd like to thank Ronnie Tayo and my dad and my mom.
Well, congratulations, Scotty. Hopefully we'll see you down in front. Very proud of what you've done tonight, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you down in front again.
Thanks a lot, bud.
All right, Scotty Waldriff, career win number 1 in the Mod Light division, and we're going to go...
Well, back to racing action here. Thunder Anderson off to the early race lead. He's got company with Mike Stacy, the 35 of Thomas Cook. Now 3 wide, coming out of 2. To the top side will go Dan Jalbert. Jalbert powers away around the number 23 machine of Mike Stacy. He's got that number 2 spot. Sets his sights on race leader Thunder Anderson Jr. Jalbert now to the inside into turn 1. Sets his dirt car sportsman modified to the bottom groove down the backstretch. Dan Jalbert, your new race leader, followed by Thunder Anderson Jr. Now Louis Jackson Jr., the man on the move. He gets that number 3 spot away from the 23 of Mike Stacy. Lap number 2, Dan Jalbert is your race leader. Jalbert, man on the mission here, powers his way off of turn 2, breaks it wide open down to the backstretch. He'll set his machine to the high side, followed by Thunder Anderson Jr., Louis Jackson Jr., the 11 of Dylan Sallows, and the number 23 machine of Mike Stacy. Lap number 3 now. Dan Jalbert continues to lead. The cars are bunched up in the back of the field, running two abreast as they go into turns 1 and 2. Dan Jalbert is being fast and smooth here. It sets his machine coming out of 4 to pick up lap number 4, and we got Thomas Jock Jr., who comes to a stop in between turns 1 and 2, and that'll bring out the yellow hanky and negate the big lead that Jan.
Someday for sure.
Back to racing conditions now. Dan Jalbert to the top side. Thunder Anderson on the bottom. Green flag on the field. 4 laps in. 20 laps the distance for the Dirt Car 358 for the Dirt Car Sportsman. Dan Jalbert breaks away, regains that race lead. Thunder Anderson rides along in second, but now here comes the 18 of Louis Jackson Jr. Lap number 5, Dan Jalbert continues to lead.
And this racetrack definitely suits Dan Jalbert's driving style. He is motoring away from the rest of the field. Thunder Anderson Jr. having a strong run up to that second spot. As they look back through the field, here comes Dylan Evoy. Remember, Dylan started in the 14th position, now riding in spot number 6. Heads down the front straightaway, grabs the number 5 spot from Dylan Sallows. Jessica Power moving up through the field as well as Jenna David in the number 2. Caution flag waves, and last week's winner Adam Rozon with a problem here in the front stretch. And apparently Dave's DJ Service Mini Stocks 25 laps in distance. Racing starts at 7 p.m. over at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. Green flag back out as they head off into corners 1 and 2. Dylan Sallows, Thunder Anderson Jr. get into it over in turns 1 and 2, and he gets bounced around. Mike Arquette, Thomas Cook also involved. Mike Stacy's spun. And the caution flag will wave here once again. And I'll tell you what, that all started at about the number 6 spot, Jenna, and so on and so forth, because they want to give a $75 gift card to a lucky fan here tonight. Off of corner number 4 we go. We're back under green. And Jackson gets that early lead as Dan Jalbert had to go pit side with problems with the number 1, but he'll be coming from the back of the field in a hurry. Up in front, Louis Jackson Jr. starts to drive away, but here comes Dylan Evoy. The Brockville Bullet sets sail down the front straightaway after Jackson down in front as Dana Akins, Dylan Sallows now throw Jessica Power into this mix. We got a pretty good battle going on in the top 5 as the field heads down the back straightaway at lap number 7. Dylan Sallows is closing in on Dana Akins for the number 3 spot. Sallows moves to the top side of the speedway trying to get on by. No such luck that time up off of corner number 4. Caution flag is back out as we got Thomas Jock the third stopped over there in front of his Chris Raby is second on that list with 15. Looking to make history here, at least close in on the all-time feature winner list here in the Sportsman Division. Green flag is back out. Jackson trying to hold off Evoy for the time being, but Dylan Evoy, like a rocket on the top side of the speedway, jumps up into the number 1 spot from 14th starting position to the lead just before the halfway point. 9 laps are complete this time by. Jackson is third, followed by Sallows rather. Then it is the 52 of Power, followed by the 8 of Dana Akins as Sallows goes a little bit wide down the back straightaway. Here comes Jessica Power in a bit for third. Down into turns 3 and 4. Sallows able to hold her off, but it's Dylan Evoy at lap 10, your leader.
Evoy continues to lead on lap number 10. Louis Jackson Jr. doing all he could to maintain that number 1 spot, couldn't do so. The 83 of Evoy got by him like a rocket ship. Now to the high side, Evoy into turn number 3, coming out of 4. Evoy will continue to lead on lap number 11, followed by Louis Jackson Jr., the 11 of Dylan Sallows, the 52 of Jessica Power, and the 8 machine of Dana Akins. Evoy now is setting his sights for cruise control. That's exactly what he's looking to do here. As we've got a car, Brian Cap, the 11, comes to a stop in between turns 1 and 2, and a car spinning out coming out of turn number 2. As I believe, can't quite make it out. Green flag, they'll restart now, single file. Louis Jackson Jr. in second. He stays right tight close to Dylan Evoy. He's not going to give much ground for the 83 of Evoy. Jackson Jr. to the bottom as they head down to the backstretch. Evoy to the top side. Louis Jackson Jr. looking for the power move to the bottom. Can't maintain it there as the car wants to push a little bit coming out of turn 2. Lap 13. Evoy continues to lead. Louis Jackson Jr. going as fast as he can, trying to reel in the 83 machine of Evoy. And the number 3 spot will go to Dylan Sallows, along with the number 8A of Dana Akins in the 4th spot. Jessica Power now has some company as the number 10. Josh Van Brocklin will hop up in the lap number 14. Van Brocklin to the top side as Evoy opens up about a 10-car length lead. Down to the backstretch they'll go. Coming out of turn 4, lap number 15, Dylan Evoy continues to lead.
And the man is on fire right now. 5 laps left to go in this Sportsman feature go. 20 laps is the scheduled distance. As they head down the back straightaway in a whole lot of hurry, Louis Jackson Jr. up for his best career run so far. Dylan Sallows having a strong run, finally getting things together with that number 11 machine. Good battle going on for the number 4 spot. Jessica Power tried the inside on Dana Aikens, couldn't quite make it work, as the 10 of Van Brocklin looks to close in as well. Down in front, 17 laps are complete. Dylan Evoy still leads the way. Louis Jackson Jr. trying to close in, but he may be running out of time here. Dylan Sallows back up to that 3rd spot. Dana Aikens is 4th. Jessica Power doing all she can to hold off Van Brocklin for the number 5 spot. At the 2-lap flags are out. 2 laps to go. And Evoy looking to put the cap on his 4th win of the season and 3rd win in the last 4 outings here at MIR. Your defending Sportsman Track champion, working it up off of corner number 4 at the white flag lap. Evoy, Jackson, and Sallows, your top 3. Dana Aikens is 4th, and Jessica Power is not going to back down from Josh Van Brocklin. Power gets down to the inside, picks off 5th once again. Van Brocklin tries the high side, slips up a bit off of corner number 2, but off of turn 4. Win number 4 of the year for Dylan Evoy. Jackson will come home in 2nd. The 11 of Sallows up into 3rd. Aikens will get 4th, and Jessica Power holds off the 10 of Josh Van Brocklin at the line for 5th. A great run once again for Dylan Evoy as he comes across the stretch.
The number 83, Dylan Evoy. We'll get a few quick words here with Dylan down the track side. Dylan, my man, you did it again. Congratulations. This one you had to work for a little bit more.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, coming in tonight, I didn't know the track was going to be this bitey with all the hot weather, and you know, we just had to make some big changes there when we got here, and you know, the car worked really well. You know, I just a lot of good cars out there, a lot of cars passed, so it was pretty good getting through the field, and glad we survived it.
Well, as you saw, there's some attrition back in the field. It's getting that much tougher for you each week because you're starting further and further back.
Yeah, that's right. You know, just trying to stay out of the wrecks and stuff because they're prone to happen on this type of track when it's real bitey. But you know, just trying to keep your nose clean and put it to the front. That's the deal.
Were you a little bit surprised how quickly Louis Jackson Jr. got up? I mean, did you see a wheel at all from him?
I mean, he was quick. He was quick on the bottom there. I was just I was rotating. I was up and down. The car started going away at the end. It started getting tight, but I knew he was there. I just had to try to keep a nice consistent line and you know, work well.
Well, Dylan, you're going to have to build another trophy case. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
I definitely got to thank my dad. He worked on this car all day today after there was a harmonic balancer problem on the front of the motor. It was the car wouldn't have lasted tonight if we wouldn't have found it. So you know, I just got to thank him, my mom, my grandma, and grandpa, my guy Kersey, Gil, Jeff, Evoy, Ogilvy's Out on Fleet, Fireball, Rona, Napa Auto Parts, 1,000 Islands RV Center, 1,000 Islands Concrete, and Genesis Racing Shocks.
Well, thank you very much. Tonight's Sportsman feature winner, the 83 of Dylan Evoy.
Crowd in attendance whenever we are in action. At this time, if I could have everybody get off your seat, get on your feet. This is your opportunity to wave and send the drivers of the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints on their way for their 25-lap A main event. Mohawk International Raceway, they come to you with pride as they salute you by going 4 wide. Here are the stars and cars of the 2012 Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprint Tour. Your starting lineup once again, Paul Kinney, Jeff Cook on the front row. Mikael Panon, Kevin Ward Jr. in row number 2. Sean Donath, Lance Young in row number 3. Tommy Wickham, Elaine Bergeron in row number 4. Corey Sparks, Justin Barga in row number 5. Chuck Heaving, Corey Gurney, row 6. Row 7, Etienne Girard and Mike Stelter. Row number 8, Anthony Kane, Sammy Rixey, IV. Row 9, Brandon Warner, Paul Pacone in row 10. Lee Ladisser, Paul Hobick. Row number 11, Patrick Vigneault and Matt Tanner, row 12. Racing Jason Barney. and James Hansen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's feature time with the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. The FX Caprera Pace Truck takes the left-hand turn to the safety of the infield. We're set, we're ready. On the front row, Paul Kinney, Jeff Cook. Both drivers looking to get the jump, this time off of turn number 4. Chalk line is on the racetrack. Kinney and Cook side by side. We are ready to go 12 rows deep. We've got a green. We're racing here off the corner. Field takes it into turn number 1. Jeff Cook going to jump out to the number 1 spot. Hang on, we've got a car into a Uke tire down there in the infield. That's the 25 of Mikael Panan. He gets back on the gas. Yellow lights are on, and now cars get together over off of turn 2 on the back straightaway. Car into the infield. That is the so he'll hang back a little bit, just trying to get that car sorted out for tomorrow night's action. All right, looking for the green this time off of turn number 4. We'll try it one more time, and here they come. Green is out, and we are underway. That time, Paul Kinney gets the jump on Jeff Cook as they take it up into turn number 1. Kevin Ward going to try to roll around the top side. Everybody's starting to string out. Here comes Lance Young to the inside of Mikael Panan. He'll jump to the number 4 spot. Into corners number 3 and 4. First time around, the lead goes to the 19K of Paul Kinney. We got a car hard upside down in turn number 3 and 4. And that is... We're looking for the green. Paul Kinney on the point. Jeff Cook on the outside. Mikael Panan. Kevin Ward Jr. in that second row. Here they come off at turn number 4. Green, and we're back underway. Field charge is up into turns number 1 and 2, and now we've got another one wheeling. We got a car over in turn number 2. That is the 69K of Corey Gurney getting upside down. He is hard upside down over there off of that second turn, and red lights coming back on. I'm going to try this one 3 times. Third time, or 4. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 times the charm. Get a full lap in. Here we go. Green is out off of turn 4. We're racing down the front stretch. Into turns number 1 and 2. Field charges now. Paul Kinney going to grab that number 1 spot. Here comes Jeff Cook, though. Cook onto the back bumper through corners number 3 and 4. Cook goes to the outside. Kinney through the middle. They come off of turn 4, and Jeff Cook going to lead the way. So Cook on that outside groove, making it look good. Side by side now off of turn number 2. It's Cook and Paul Kinney at the top spot. Into 3 and 4 now they'll work. Kinney trying to keep it down low, but it's Cook getting the run. Hang on. Kinney nearly caught the outside wall here on the home stretch. We stay clean and green now. Out in front. Jeff Cook, your race leader. Paul Kinney into the number 2 spot. Kevin Ward is 3rd. Mikael Panan is 4th. And now Chuck Hebing battling with Tommy Wickham for the number 5 spot. Wickham down low. Hebing there, got alongside. Couldn't quite make that stick here as we've got 3 laps complete. Into turn number 1. Hebing attempts the dive down low. Off at turn number 2. Now he'll follow Wickham down the backstretch. Wickham to the outside. The Cobra, Chuck Hebing right through the middle of the slick stuff. And Wickham able to hold on. Meanwhile, your leader with 5 laps complete this time by. He is now in the slower traffic. So Jeff Cook into lap traffic with 5 laps complete. Working it down the home stretch into turn number 1. He just got around the 60H of Hansen. Now he'll take it up to the top shelf and go by Brandon Warner down the back straightaway. Paul Kinney, Kevin Ward now in positions number 2 and 3. And you can see Kevin Ward getting some bite. And here comes Paul Kinney now. Kinney to the back bumper of Jeff Cook into turn number 1. Side by side through the corner is Kinney looking to take the lead on the back straightaway. And Paul Kinney going to take the top spot. Kinney's got it for the moment. Now here comes Kevin Ward. Cook back to the bottom, but it will be Kinney taking the lead on the low side of 1 and 2 and hanging on through turns number 3 and 4. Jeff Cook though right back at him. Here comes Kevin Ward on the outside. 3 wide for the lead on the backstretch. Ward looked to get the job done. Jeff Cook there. Cook tried driving underneath, but it's going to be Kinney, your leader. The 10 of Cook, followed by the 13 of Ward, the 25 of Mikael Panan, the 75 of Tommy Wickham. That's your top 5 the way they drive. We've got one off the pace and into the infield. That's the 10B of Elaine Bergeron. Anthony Kane now heading pit side with a 15C. Off the corner, Paul Kinney to the outside. 2 wide now for the number 2 spot. Ward's going to go to the top shelf. Kevin Ward now to the outside of Jeff Cook off of turn 2. They nearly get together on the back straightaway. To corner number 3 they work. Ward stays on the outside. Cook stays down low as they swing it off the turn. And Kevin Ward now into the runner-up spot. So with 9 complete, Kevin Ward into the 2nd position. We'll make it 10 complete now for the 19K of Paul Kinney. So with 10 in, it's Paul Kinney out in front, followed by the 13 of Kevin Ward, the 10 of Jeff Cook, the 75 of Wickham, the 45 of Chuck Hebing. Then it's the 25 of Mikael Panan, the 17J of Lance Young, followed by the 5 of Justin Barger and the 8B of Elaine Bergeron. So unofficially, there's how they run here with 11 laps complete here in this A main event. And Paul Kinney is still on the charge, still out in front. He is closing in on Jason Barney. Kevin Ward back there in the number 2 spot, looking to close in now into turn number 3. We've got heavy lap traffic now for your race leader, Paul Kinney, and all the while, here comes Kevin Ward. You can see Ward starting to get loose up there on the top side as he came off of turn number 4. The top side of turn number 2, though, is going to allow Ward to close in down the backstretch. Into turns number 3 and 4. Kinney bounces it up off the cushion. Ward's going to try to drive down the banking. He'll close in on Kinney down the home stretch. Into turn number 1. Nose to tail here with 14 laps in. So 14 are in. And Kevin Ward working on the top spot here as they work through turns number 3 and 4. As they come off the corner, Ward right on the back bumper of Paul Kinney. Kinney's going to elect to go to the inside. Kevin Ward going to power it up on the top side. Kinney going to be able to hold on. 3 car lengths separate him now as they race down the backstretch. Through turn number 3, you can see Kevin Ward trying to diamond that corner, drive down the bank and get a run on Paul Kinney. Into turn number 1, side by side again they go. Kinney slams the door closed. Down the backstretch, Kinney able to open the edge. Kevin Ward much stronger on the bottom of turns number 3 and 4. Very strong on the top side of turns number 1 and 2, and he stays right with Paul Kinney. Now they switch lanes. Kinney goes low. Kevin Ward going to go to the outside. Off of turn number 2, they race. Still a car length now, separating them into corner number 3. Slower traffic is going to be a factor. Kinney electing to follow the slower car on the top side. Here comes Ward, and we've got a new leader at the line. Kevin Ward going to take the number 1 spot. Paul Kinney and Etienne Girard get together, and Kinney's going to get upside down hard in turn number 2. Getting the whole shot here on the restart. Ward has been good off of turns number 3 and 4, but now he's on the bottom. Again, he will set the pace here. You can see him playing a little cat and mouse game with Chuck Keebing right now. Field getting bunched up, ready to get back to it. Here we go. We're racing. Down the front straightaway, you saw Sean Donath get real loose here at the start, nearly caught the outside front stretch wall, and that's what happens when the air gets taken off the nose wing of these rides into corners number 3 and 4. Here it comes, Tommy Wickham on the outside. Kevin Ward going to lead the way, so with 19 complete, it is the number 13 of Kevin Ward Jr. showing the way. Tommy Wickham steps up to the 3rd spot. Cook will fall back to 4th, and Lance Young rounds out your top 5. And Ward making it look easier right now. He's out in front in the clean air with that 13. Rolling through turns number 1 and 2. Cobra trying to track him down, riding back there in position number 2. Justin Barker, meanwhile, he needs to get one, maybe a couple of spots with that number 5 machine if he wants to get inside the top 5. So far, he's been perfect. All top 5 runs here in 2012. Side by side with Mikael Panan off the turn, and he'll get the job done into turn number 1. So it's Kevin Ward, your leader. Chuck Heeming in 2nd, Tommy Wickham 3rd, Lance Young 4th, 5th right now, Jeff Cook. 6th now on the charges, Justin Barger 7th, Mikael Panan 8th is Sean Donath. 9th to be Elaine Bergeron, and rounding out your top 10 to 36 of Mike Stelter. So that's your running order here as we are clicking the laps off in this A main event. 23 complete, 2 to go now for Kevin Ward. So 2 laps remaining for Kevin Ward. He takes it down the backstretch now off of turn number 2. Slower traffic a factor. 3 wide into corner number 3. Ward up on the outside. Chuck Heeming down low. Heeming showed the nose. Couldn't get it done though with 1 to go. So 1 lap to go here between Kevin Ward and Chuck Heeming. Final time down the back straightaway. Cobra might have gave him the shot 1 lap early off the corner. Picking up his first win of the year, Kevin Ward Jr. 2nd goes to Chuck Heeming. 3rd will go to Lance Young. 4th, Tommy Wickham. 5th will go to Jeff Cook. 6th, Justin Barger. 7th, Sean Donath. 8th, Mikael Panan. 9th, Elaine Bergeron. And Matt Tanner will unofficially round out your top 10.
And we will go to victory lane with Mike Mallett down trackside. Mike, take it away.
All right, thanks a lot, Tim. We're down here trackside awaiting your Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprint A-Main winner. Race fans, he's out of the car. How about a nice round of applause for Kevin Ward Jr.? Kevin, congratulations. Hey, it's been a struggle here the last few races for you. How good does it feel to be back in victory lane?
It feels amazing. I tell you, this car has been horrible for us all this year, and I could never get the thing to handle. And tonight, all of a sudden, we found some stuff wrong last night, fixed it up, and this car has been amazing tonight. It's handling awesome, and I'm just really proud. It's been a tough year, and it's going good.
Take us through that lap where you got the lead. You and Paul Kinney going at it. Paul got hung up there on the top side in lap traffic. You dove down low and got the top spot.
Yeah, there's a lot of bite down here on the bottom coming off of 4, and I just hit that and came up the front stretch here, and he was still up high, so I just took the bottom line there and just got around him, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he got into me or what, but I didn't feel anything. And I don't know. It was a good race.
What goes through your mind to see Chuck Keeping stick the nose under there with 1 lap to go?
Oh, yeah, he scared me a little bit. I guess Cobras do that to you. But, yeah, I just kept going and kept the gas on a little bit harder right then, and I guess brought victory home.
What do you got to thank tonight?
Oh, I got to thank my dad. He does it all. He's a great man, and I wouldn't be here without him. And his company, Westward Painting Company, Tioga Construction, Sherwin-Williams Paints, CarQuest, Auto Parts, Lions Falls Tire, Cash for Cans. I think that's about it. Fred Rivette, too. He's a good pit man. He cleans the car and does everything else for us.
All right, Kevin, congratulations. You want him to pull the 50-50? Come on over.
And then we'll conclude it all with the second round of the Frenchies Chevy Runs Deep 358 Modified Series. Ready to go green. Sears, Caswell up on that front row. Green flag is in the air, and we're off and running. Quickly down into turns 1 and 2. It is Dale Caswell, your early leader. The 3 of Sears holds down second. Then it's Beardsley, the 14 of Brandon Kidd holding down fourth. Here comes Rick Miller in a bid for the number 4 spot already. Heads down into turns 1 and 2. It is the 98 of Miller getting that number 4 spot away, but up in front, Dale Caswell is on a mission, charging hard and charging through turns 3 and 4 with that top spot. Battle for second is really heating up already. Sears and the 18 of Beardsley running after each other into turns 1 and 2 they go. It's Sears on the top side. Beardsley down low, and Sean Beardsley not able to get by the 3 of Sears for the time being. Rick Miller holding down the number 4 spot as the 44 running in spot number 5 as they go at it for that position. The 14 of Kidd gets way out of shape here in turn number 4 and lap number 3, and that's going to allow for several others to get by, including Charlie Sandercock and Greg Bellier down in front. Caswell opening up some distance now, about a straightaway over the 3 of Sears, followed by Beardsley. In that battle for that 4 spot, Rick Miller, and now Phil Potts gets into the mix as well. That 29 machine, regular runner at the Brighton Speedway in the late model division there, working on Miller for the number 5 spot down the back straightaway. Greg Bellier right there with him as well in the 25 machine. Then we got one car upside down. It is the 68 machine of Mason over there in turn number 2, and that will bring the red flag back out here. So Rob Mason is A-OK over there on the back straightaway, and they'll turn his car over, and we'll get back under green here once again.
Well, Tim, you mentioned Dale Caswell. I had the distinct pleasure of seeing him race quite a few times at Evans Mills or Can-Am, even the Fulton Speedway in the IM
area. We're set and ready to go green with Tim Sears Jr. and the 19 of Dale Caswell. Caswell, your leader. He will fire from the top side of turns 3 and 4. Green flag back in the air, and we are underway. They head down into turns 1 and 2. Sears and Caswell 1 and 2, and Caswell with the preferred group on the top side of the speedway goes up into the lead. Sears is Sean Beardsley. Now Phil Potts gets into the mix as well, trying to dive bomb down low, and Phil Potts will come up to spot number 4, and he'll try to bring Brighton Speedway regular Greg Bellier right there with him as well, up into the number 5 spot. So Potts and Bellier going at each other for the top 5 positions as the 98 of Rick Miller. 3 wide back there for spots 7, 8, and 9. Charlie Sandercock, Brandon Kidd, and the 3 of A.J. Kingsley going at it. And Kingsley moves up 1 more spot by Kidd as the 29 of Potts gets down to the inside. He will get by the 18 of Beardsley going into turns 3 and 4. But up in front, it is Caswell motoring away from the rest of the field here. Sears holding down second. It's Potts into third, followed by the 18 of Beardsley, the 25 of Bellier. Round out your top 5 is Charlie Sandercock and A.J. Kingsley looking to move forward as well. Kingsley with a run down on the bottom. And Kingsley moves up into the number 7 spot, leaving Sandercock back there in 8th. 9th is Kidd. And Matt Vanderlinden in the 09 coming up into the top 10 as well in the 09. He rides in 10th. Meanwhile, back up front to the leaders, working in lap number 9 this time by Caswell, working it up off of corner number 4 with the top spot. Sears in 2nd, followed by Potts and in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Brandon Kidd in the number 14 machine. Ready to go back under green. Caswell will fire first from the top side of the speedway. Sears gets a great run, though, from the bottom. And Sears jumps up in front as the 14 of Brandon Kidd gets into the wall down here in front, but he'll keep going ahead of the 97 of Dave McDonald up in front to the leaders. Dale Caswell working that outside groove up into corners 3 and 4. Tim Sears Jr. right there with him in that 2nd spot. Then is Phil Potts, Greg Bellier, and the 18 of Sean Beardsley making up your top 5 still. Watch for Kingsley, though. He has been mighty quick out there in that 3K machine, jumping down to the inside. Meanwhile, up to that 3rd spot, Greg Bellier trying to make some moves forward as well, and he gets by Phil Potts for the number 3 spot, looking to chase down Tim Sears as they go off into turns 1 and 2. And we have got the 12 of Kyle Sopaz around in corner number 3, and that will bring the caution back out here with 12 laps complete. Caswell stay double file formation, 3 laps shy of halfway. Restart this time by Caswell on the top side. Sears has been getting a pretty good restart up off the bottom. We'll see if he can maintain that as they race door to door going through turns 1 and 2. Caswell with a great drive up on the top side of the speedway, and Caswell goes back to the lead. Sears relegated to 2nd. Here comes the 25 of Bellier riding that bottom side of the speedway. Drifts up off of corner number 4. And that's going to allow for the 29 of Phil Potts and now the 18 of Sean Beardsley to get up into the mix as well. A.J. Kingsley holds down spot number 6 with a 44 in 7th. Rick Miller is 8th. Charlie Sandercock up to 9th. And Brandon Kidd and Aaron Jacobs having it out for the number 10 spot. Here as we work in lap number 14. It's Caswell, Sears, and Bellier riding there in spots 1, 2, and 3. Now Sears slipped up a little bit up off of turn number 4. That allowed Bellier to close the gap going into turns 3 and 4. Coming off the corner they go. It's Sears and Bellier going at it for the number 2 and 3 spots. Bellier wants that spot in the worst way. Tim Sears Jr. wants to try to keep it, and Bellier looked a little bit stronger that time coming down the back straightaway, and he closes in on Sears for the runner-up spot. Tim Sears down to the up to the outside. Bellier down low, and no such luck that time as the 3 of Sears able to keep the number 2 spot. But here comes Bellier. He's right there with him, but Sears shuts the door going into turn number 2. Down the back stretch they hustle, but up in front, Dale Caswell waiting for nobody. He drives off the corner with about a half straightaway lead on that battle for 2nd with Sears and Bellier. Phil Potts is now 4. Sean Beardsley has been in the top 5 all night long in that 18 ride as he rides back there in 5th. Kingsley still running strong up to the 6th spot as they work down into turns 1 and 2. Caswell, Bellier working on Sears for that 2nd spot once again. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go, and that preferred groove down on the bottom, and here comes Bellier up to challenge Sears for spot number 2. Drag race into turns 3 and 4. Bellier, your new runner-up as they go into turns 3 and 4. Sears trying to crossover move down the front straightaway. They bang wheels down in front, and Sears gets back to 2nd. Bellier relegated to 3rd. Sears slides up in front of Bellier for 2nd. Bellier back after him once again down the back straightaway. Good battle going on for the number 2 spot once again. And Phil Potts just behind them in 4th, watching this battle, waiting for a lane to open up. Meanwhile, up in front, Dale Caswell is just checked out on the rest of the field, waiting for no one. He has... And Sears and Bellier going at it hard over there in turn number 2. Sears almost spun out, and that allowed Bellier to get on by as Caswell working lap traffic comes up to the back bumper of Joe Banks and the 09 of Matt Vanderlinden. 21 laps up on the scoreboard here as we approach the end of this opener for the Go Nuclear Late Model Series. Caswell trying to get through lap traffic. Greg Bellier has made his move past Sears. He is now in 2nd, but Sears coming back after him in turn number 4. Down into 1 and 2 they go. Sears will switch lanes and go to the top side of the speedway. No such doing that time as Bellier able to hold him off down the backstretch. That's going to allow for Phil Potts to close the gap as well. Potts running into the number 4 spot as Caswell works to the outside of Dave McDonald in a number 97 machine. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. 23 laps up on the scoreboard. It's Caswell, Bellier, Sears, Phil Potts, and Sean Beardsley, your top 5 as they make their way up off of corner number 4. Caswell working the outside of Andrew Hennessy in the 87. Then it is the 25 of Bellier going 3 wide with Dave McDonald and Joe Banks in that order. Sears now has to get by Banks as well as Matt Vanderlyn, and he will do so going down the backstretch. That leaves Phil Potts just behind him in 4th to get by the lap traffic. Meanwhile, Caswell's got a little bit of clear racetrack in front of him. He'll close in on Brandon Kidd to put him a lap down here in the closing stages of this one. Down the back straightaway, they hustle. It is Caswell, your leader, going into turns 3 and 4. 4 laps left to go. In the opening round of the Go Nuclear Late Model Series, Caswell looking to put his name in the record books as the inaugural winner here at Mohawk International Raceway as he drives up off of corner number 2 with the top spot. Greg Bellier has cleared himself of any kind of traffic whatsoever. Tim Sears about a half straightaway back in 3rd, followed by the 29 of Potts, and Sears got a little out of shape. Here comes Phil Potts after him. Down the front straightaway they go. Coming around this time, 3 laps left to go. 3 more remain. And Caswell's trying to run away in high. Greg Bellier trying to make one last-ditch effort to get up to Caswell's back bumper. 2 laps left to go for Caswell. 25 of Bellier holding down 2nd along with Tim Sears Jr. Phil Potts in that top 4 order. Then it's Sean Beardsley and A.J. Kingsley, and they are having a war for the number 5 spot. White flag flying in the air for Dale Caswell. Greg Bellier still holding down 2nd. It's Sears into 3rd. Down into turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Lap traffic should not be a problem, though. Bellier some 5 car lengths back. Checkered flag will be flying this time by. And round 1 of the Go Nuclear Late Model Series goes to Dale Caswell. The number 19, Greg Bellier 2nd. Tim Sears Jr. into 3rd. And we'll head down trackside to talk with our winner. I just poke my head into the window there, and Dale says, I wish this place was a lot closer because he would be here every week in some sort of race car. Down in front, Greg Bellier just behind me here into 3rd. 2nd, I should say. It's been a long night. Thanks, Andy. Oh, yeah. And there he is up out of the car. Round number 1 of the Go Nuclear Late Model Series goes to the R19 of Dale Caswell. And we'll check in and get a quick word with Dale. I'll tell you what, Dale, you had a rocket ship out there for a race car. Track seemed to look pretty good for you here tonight.
Yeah, you know, we've been doing a lot of testing, and you know, up down here to a little bit to the south, actually. I don't get to say that a lot, but at Can-Am, and you know, man, it feels good to win in front of, you know, a track I've never been in, all these fans.
Now, of course, you know, we saw the track. It was pretty tacky and, you know, pretty well one groove to start the night out. Seemed like the track started to widen up a little bit, but you had your way on the top side for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't going to give that up. You know, I was worried with Tim starting on the bottom. You know, I was waiting for him to slide up and take the lane, but man, what an awesome car, what an awesome place.
Absolutely. Now, of course, you know, there's quite a stellar field out here of drivers, you know, from Greg right on through to Tim. How good does it feel to finally, you know, to beat some of the best late model drivers around?
Well, I got to say, some of the best crate late model drivers are here tonight, that's for sure.
All right, Dale. Anybody you want to thank?
I got to thank Art Holliday, Brad Yorker, Harry Holliday, everyone that works on this, Bilstein Shocks, Hendren Race Engines, Butler Racing Seats, and Maritool.
Well, congratulations, Dale. Win number 1 of the year. Let's keep it going.
Thank you.
All right, Dale Caswell, your winner, and we'll go down here and have a
way at Cornwall Motor Speedway for quite some time in these big races.
It absolutely has. Jamie, we're set to go green here with Brandon Sweet and Billy Dunn on the front row.
All right, here they come off that number 4 turn, and right off the bat, Billy Dunn picking up where he left off last week, gets that number 1 spot, and a whole lot of changes going on back there in the number 7 spot, but we go back up to the front. And right now it's all Billy Dunn as they come off the turn for the first lap. Dunn leads them around. Billings on the inside running in that number 2 spot. Brandon Sweet in the 24 trying to hang in there third. Now a big move on the inside. Here's Rabby down on the inside. He wants to go up to the number 2 spot. And Chris takes over the number 2 slot. So it's Dunn out in front. Rabby in the number 2 spot. Billings is back there third. Sweet runs in fourth. And around the turn they come, and Dunn has opened up about a 6-car length lead over his nearest competitor, Chris Raby. Still running third is Billings in the 74. Brandon Sweet is back there fourth. As they come off the turn, and now Dunn trying to pull away from Raby, but Chris staying right there with him. Billings still in fourth. Sweet is running in fifth. Loren Ladouceur rounds out the top 5 as the top 3 are trying to pull away as they come around to complete lap number 5. And it is still Dunn the leader. Raby sits there in the number 2 spot. Then a gap of 3 back to Billings in the 74. And then a extensive gap back to the 4th spot. And now here's Ladouceur up on the inside. And Loren will take over the number 4 spot. Sweet drops back there to 5th now, as the first 3 cars very shortly will be coming up on lap traffic. Tarbell runs there in 6th, and we've got a car around here on the front straightaway, and that looks like it might be Tim O'Brien in the number 88, and that'll bring out the caution here in lap number 6.
Set ready to go once again here, Jamie. 6 laps up on the board.
All right, with 6 laps completed, here they come off that number 4 turn, and right away, Dunn is on the gas, but here's Billings with an opportunity to move up as well. Raby on the outside, and Chris trying to take over the number 2 spot, and he can't quite do it. Raby is trying that high side of the racetrack, and it's starting to come around real well now. And Billings and Raby side by side racing as Loren Ladouceur has moved into the number 4 spot. They head down the backstretch. Dunn is still the leader. Then a gap of about 4 back to the 74 of Billings. Chris Raby has not given up. He wants that number 2 spot bad and continues to put the pressure on Billings. Ladouceur runs back there in the number 4 spot. Rory Tarbell holds on to 5th. Gage Marin has moved up to the number 6 slot now. And caution out there. We've got a car up there by the pit entrance and quickly pulls in. All right, off the turn they come, and Dunn out in front as he's been running fine, but here's Raby on the outside, and Chris trying to go up to the number 1 spot, but Dunn battles back down on the bottom side of the racetrack as they come around side by side for the 9th lap, and Dunn still out in front. Raby right there in the number 2 spot. Billings hangs in there for 3rd, but here comes Ladouceur on the outside, and Loren trying to take away the number 3 spot. They come around to complete lap number 10, and once again, here's Brian.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Big shoes to fill now. To the inside of 23B of Billy Dunn and the Laurent Ladouceur ride down the backstretch. He'll go in hot pursuit here. The 0-1 of Chris Raby to the top shelf. Does he have enough power to get around the 23 on lap number 10? No, sir. Lap number 11, and your leader continues to be Billy Dunn. Now to the bottom, 0-1, Chris Raby looking to reel in the leader to the 23B of Billy Dunn. Can Billy Dunn make it 3 for 3 here at the Mohawk International Raceway? Now Laurent Ladouceur drifts to the high side, coming out of 4. That opens the door for the 38 of Luke Whitaker. But now Raby, he's starting to reel in Billy Dunn. Billy Dunn powers off the backstretch. Down into turn number 3 and 4. To the bottom side, he'll go. Billy Dunn leads. Chris Raby finding a little bit of bite onto the bottom side of the racing surface. And the turn 1 now. Raby looking for an opening on the bottom. Billy Dunn puts the power to the clay down to the backstretch. He'll go. Fantastic race so far for the Frenchies Chevy Runs Deep Series. Billy Dunn now continues to lead on lap number 14. Chris Raby, he is hanging tough. Chris Raby, no slouch by any means. A big confidence booster for him last week at Cornwall. Billy Dunn now to the bottom side, coming out of 4. Chris Raby looking to find some bite, some moisture in the racing surface. Now lap traffic going to be an issue for Billy Dunn in about half a lap. The 7 of Harvey Arquette. What lane will Billy Dunn take to get by the number 7 machine? Chris Raby, he's waiting in the wings, waiting to see what Billy Dunn's going to do on lap number 16. To the bottom, Billy Dunn will go along with Chris Raby. Now to the high side, Arquette trying to save himself from going a lap down. Not going to be the case tonight. Now to the top side, the 0-1 of Raby gets a little higher than he wanted to, but he gets a power move around the top side. Still can't complete the pass. Billy Dunn now, he's got his handful. There goes Raby to the high side. Down to the backstretch. He pulls up bumper to bumper, wheel to wheel to him to the top side. The 0-1 of Raby now. Can he make the pass coming out of 4? Chris Raby, your new race leader on lap number 18. Raby, he's found something to the top side. Billy Dunn sticking to the bottom. Joining him now, that 74 machine of Matt Billings. Matt Billings says, boys, what are we doing up here, and can I join the fun? To the top side, Raby says, you two battle for second, and Billy Dunn has a right rear go flat on that machine on lap number 19. Will he make it pit side and keep the caution out of the flagger's hands? We'll have to wait and see, and I don't think he's going to make it around, as now the 0-1 of Chris Raby has opened up about a 10-car length lead. That'll bring up the first caution here tonight, as Billy Dunn will head pit side, get the one courtesy lap to change.
Raby, your leader. Matt Billings up into that second spot now. Laura Ladisser is third, followed by Roy Tarbell up into fourth. Luke Whitaker into fifth. Green flag is out. Roy Tarbell trying to make it 3 wide, and they stack him up with Delbert LeGros and Brandon Sweet down here on the front stretch. But everybody gets going once again. Billy Dunn starting to work his way through the back of the field. He's picked off 6 cars already. Up in front, though, Matt Billings is there, trying to get around Raby for the top spot. No such doing. Lap 21 is up on the scoreboard, and Raby is taken off on the top side. Going through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Matt Billings and Laura Ladisser, your top 3. Brian Slim McDonald has charged his way through the field. He's up into that 4th spot. Here comes Luke Whitaker on the top side. A brand new paint scheme for him. Jumping up into 5th right now, as Roy Tarbell and now Danny O'Brien and Blank start to show their muscle as they battle right behind Tarbell for 7th and 8th. Down into turns 3 and 4 we going up off corner number 4 for Raby. 23 laps up on the scoreboard. Matt still holding down the number 2 spot. Seems like that outside groove is working very well at this time. As they head down into turns 3 and 4, Raby starts to poke the nose up onto the top side, drives it through the middle of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Matt Billings doing all he can to run him down. Lap 24 is up on the board. The 23 of Ladisser, 38 of Whitaker, 3rd and 4th. Brian McDonald in the LaSalle Motorsports number 96 machine, running back there in spot number 5. Halfway sign is out. 25 are in, 25 more to go. And Raby doing his thing up on that top side of the speedway. Matt Billings in a comfortable spot as well, running up in second as a couple of drivers battling their way to the back of the field. Kerry Torrance and Billy Dunn with brand new right rear tires on their machines, starting to fly through this field as Dunn gets to the outside of Larry Welling Jr. down the front straightaway, and Dunn will now jump it into the top 10 finally here at lap number 26. But Raby will start to enter into lap traffic. He's got Delbert LeGros right there in front of him, along with the JR7 of Harvey Arquette Jr. as they all head down into turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Matt Billings has not lost any ground to the leader. In matter of fact, he is gaining some ground going into turn number 3. Up off of corner number 4, Raby still able to hold a 3-car length advantage over Billings. Billings working that top side through lap traffic. Raby dips down to the bottom side of the speedway. Billings right there with him in his tire tracks as Luke Whitaker chases down Laura Ladisser for the number 3 spot. And Arquette gets off the speedway in turn number 3 and will take it pit side. And Whitaker with a problem in the 38, running in the 4th spot. He will head pit side as well. So problems for some of the top drivers here late in the going. 29 laps up on the scoreboard. Coming around to complete lap number 30. 20 laps left to go. And can Raby hold off Billings towards the end?
Billings looking to reel in the 0-1 of Chris Raby. Raby to the top side. Billings, can he find some bite onto the bottom of the racing surface? Coming out of 2. So far, so good for Billings. He is starting to inch his way towards the 0-1 of Chris Raby. Raby, he's got some lap traffic. How is this going to play out? We've got a car spinning, slowing down on the backstretch. The 77X of Dale Plank, your current points leader, is going to take it pit side. And you're going to look for that yellow hanky and cue the car to start. There you go. And this Frenchie Chevy runs deep. Round number 2 series is now the 0-1. He waits. He sees the green go-go flag. He gets it, and he is off and way into turn number 1. Billings going to stick to the bottom. Rabi goes back to the top side. He found something up there that he likes. Matt Billings, will he change lanes here? No, sir. He's going to stick to the bottom as Harvey Arquette comes out not quite the pace that he wants to be at here, and he'll drift into the wall slowly and gets his machine regrouped and fired back away. Now Rabi going to go to the bottom, powers his way off of turn 2. Lots of good bite for the 0-1 machine coming out of turn 2. Matt Billings, he'll stick his 74 machine to the bottom side here, trying to reel in Chris Rabi. The longer the run goes, the better. We got a car pulling to the infield down at the back stretch. We'll have to wait and see what car that is. As Perry Francis, thank you very much, Tim Baltz takes his machine to the infield. Now, backed up front. The 0-1 of Rabi continues to lead. Matt Billings giving chase here. Matt Billings with a lot of power coming into turn 1. Now in the turn number 2. Billings on the bottom, down to the backstretch they'll go. The 0-1, the 74, side by side for the race lead. Billings, can he pinch off Rabi? Rabi drifts up high on the track at the checkered line. Billings will lead lap number 35. Billings now back to the bottom side. Rabi says, I'm not done yet. I'm on the top side, but down the backstretch. Billings starts to pull away from the 0-1 of Chris Rabi. Billings, he's going to stick it low and make Rabi work for this one on the bottom side. Rabi finds some bite now. Rabi, he'll go to the bottom along with Billings. Billings going to keep his machine to the low side. Down to the backstretch, he'll go to the top side. Rabi will drip back up, trying to find some moisture on lap number 36. To the bottom, Billings out of 4. Billings, your race leader, he's led the last 3 laps. Took it away from Chris Rabi with a nice move. Now Billings down to the backstretch, he'll go out of 2. Rabi in the 0-1 machine trying to reel him in. Laurent Ladouceur rides in 3rd. Billy Dunn worked his way up into number 4 spot. What a rebound for him. Lap number 38 now. It is Billings continues to lead. Delbert Legros going to be a lap car coming up for Billings. He's got to be very, very careful with this one. Rabi is at second looking to pounce and see what lane he can take away. Legros sticks it to the bottom. Billings going to come around, power move around him at the flag stand to put him another lap down. Rabi to the top side now. Billings lost a little bit of momentum coming out of 2. He regains himself onto the backstretch, gets into turn number 3. Laurent Ladouceur, and here comes Billy Dunn. A pair of number 23s. Not good if you're playing blackjack. Not good if you're Chris Rabi or the 74 of Matt Billings.
10 laps left to go, and now look at Billy Dunn go up on the top side of the speedway, and Dunn trying to make something happen here in the closing stages of this one, but Matt Billings is still right there with him. Up off of corner number 4, now Dunn sees daylight, gets by his teammate Laurent Ladouceur for 3rd, immediately going after Chris Rabi from the number 2 spot. As they head down the backstretch, now Ladouceur sees daylight, pulls back around Dunn for the number 3 position. Great battle going on for 3rd and 4th. And now Dunn will solidify himself up into that 3rd spot as Chris Rabi right there in front of that 3rd place driver of Billy Dunn as Matt Billings comes up to the back bumper of Adam Turner to try to put him a lap down. He'll close in on David Papineau as well. Meanwhile, Dunn closing in on Rabi for that 2nd spot. Rabi on the bottom, Billy Dunn to the top side, and Dunn uses a cushion on the top side, but Rabi slides up trying to cut him off, but Dunn drives around him in turn number 3. Billy Dunn, what a drive this is in a bid for his 3rd straight win of the season. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. 6 laps left to go. 6 more remain, and Billy Dunn trying to close the gap. Matt Billings trying to do everything in the books to hold him off. Down into turns 3 and 4 they go. Billings right there on the bottom. Billy Dunn is with him as well. Here comes Chris Rabi, Laurent Ladouceur, and now Roy Tarbell has jumped back up into the top 5, but he's got Kerry Torrance right there with him down the back straightaway. The 17 of O'Brien holding down that 6th spot. Larry Welling, Dale Plank, Brian McDonald, and the 29 of Conklin hold on to the top 10 positions. 4 laps left to go. 4 remain. Lap car Tommy Jock Jr. right in the way of Billy Dunn. Couldn't get by that time. They head down the back straightaway, and Dunn will move up to the top shelf, trying to get around Matt Billings. He gets around Tommy Jock, put him in a lap down. 3 laps to go. Matt Billings is there. Billy Dunn is right there with him, though, going down the back straightaway. Top 2 drivers are going to straightaway over Chris Rabi in 2nd. Now Dunn puts his foot down, trying to go up on the cushion, trying to get by Billings, coming around And we've got Larry Welling Jr. slowed in turn number 2. He keeps it going, though. We got 2 laps left to go. And Billy Dunn is not completed here with Matt Billings. Up off of corner number 4 this time by. They'll see the white flag. And we have got Harvey Arquette up in a cloud of smoke down here in the front stretch. Billings able to hold Billy Dunn at bay here on the white flag lap. Can Billings hold on for his first career MIR feature win? Down the back straightaway for the final time. Checkered flag is out. We got Casey Swamp stopped here on the inside of corner number 4. Checkered flag is out. Matt Billings grabs the win. Billy Dunn a close second. Chris Raby into third. Laura Ladisser and Kerry Torrance, your top 5 finishers. What a job of driving out there for not only Matt Billings, but Billy Dunn had to come from the back of the field here after a tire change. See some great racing action as we headed down trackside to Brian Page with a very happy Matt Billings down in Victory Lane. Brian?
Here he is. He's starting to get out of the car. Tonight's 50-lap feature event winner, the 74, Matt Billings. A few quick words here with Matt. Victory Lane. Matt put her there. Great job, partner. Take us back. You went to the bottom. You found some moisture. You got around the 01 of Chris Raby.
Yeah, you know, I was watching him, and Chris put a good move on Billy there. It's too bad he had a flat. You guys said he was catching me, so I'm glad she ended at 50, but no, I tried it up top, but I was just a little too tight, so I went back to the bottom and just kind of stayed patient. And I realized we had that one green flag run for about 10 laps, and I was catching Chris, so I thought, you know, if we can maybe get something, we might be able to run him down, and luckily we were enough to get him, and I never saw his nose after that, so this is the first win here, so it feels good.
It does feel good. One thing I noticed, Matt, upstairs, the longer the green flag went, the better your car was.
Yeah, I didn't know what the track was going to do. I think everybody was kind of guessing on that all night, and I didn't want it to burn up the right rear too bad. I did that a couple weeks ago here, getting up in the top 5 and losing it late. So there was no need to push it. Nobody was seeing me. I think we had a little bit more, but like I said, I'm glad 50 came when it did.
Well, your first win here. Congratulations. Anyone you want to thank?
Like just Billings Automotive, Stealth Raceway, Pastime Motors. These guys helping me out. I'm a bit of a pain in the ass, but they do a great job and they put up with me.
You wouldn't be a race car driver if you weren't.
No.
Thank you very much. Tonight's Frenchie Chevy Runs Deep 50-lap winner, leg number 2, the 74 of Matt Billings.